Hello everybody, welcome to another day of Adoptions Week. Today we are in the Friends and Family herd, and I've got Chloe with me today. She's going to tell us a bit more about this herd and all of our donkeys.
Okay, so we'll start off with the main man of the group. Well, he makes himself the main man anyway. So this is young Jim Bob. For those of you who don't know, he came to us from Carisbrooke Castle a few years ago now, and since then he has just been one of the big stars with regards to things like outreach and doing the therapy work that we do as well. He will throw himself onto a horse box no matter what the situation, whether it's him due to go out on it or not, and he will throw a tantrum if he does not go on the horse box and he sees it going out somewhere. So he's been doing a lot of outreach work recently. You may notice he's got a UV mask on at the moment. So historically he does suffer with something called uveitis, which is a painful inflammation in the eye which can be triggered by the sun. So we just put that on him like a pair of sunglasses just to try and protect his eyes a little bit from the sun and make him a bit more comfortable for him.
Very popular boy.
Yes.
Mark away, really.
Next coming up we've got Elvis. So Elvis has been here for a really, really long time. He dropped off in weight a little bit over winter this year, but we have managed to pick him back up again with all that nice summer grass that's out there. So he's doing quite well. He also has been doing a few therapy visits recently. He typically goes out with Chafford Jack. He predominantly goes out to shows and things like that where he's set up in a pen for a day.
Beautiful boy. Right, should we pop these ones behind us, following us?
Okay, so here we have got young Prune.
One in the middle there.
Okay, so she came to us quite recently. She came to us from France with her foal, Lucky. They have since been separated just so Lucky could be weaned properly. Lucky has been promoted to the nursery group and he's having a grand time in there without mum.
Yeah, you'll get to see Lucky soon on another day.
Yes. So she has been fantastic since she got off the horse box to us, and she's actually dove right in and got involved in a lot of the grooming and activities on site and walking as well. So she's done really, really well since starting her life here. So moving on to Hulk now. So Hulk, bless him, he's been here a really long time as well. He is one of the macho lads of the group. He's definitely one of the big bosses, always first to the hay, and the other donkeys try not to mess with him as much as they can, bless him.
Don't make Hulk angry.
No, exactly. He does often go green. I'm joking, he doesn't really. So yeah, he is one of the bigger boys of the group. He can be a bit boisterous to do walking and things with the public, but realistically he is just a sweet boy and he just wants people to know that he has his hay first.
Bless him. I've got one here.
And then we have Archie Baby. So he is also part of sort of one of the top boys of the group. He is a very special donkey. Many years ago he had a nasty growth called a sarcoid on his manhood. And unfortunately it couldn't be saved, so he had to go to Liphook and have a surgery done to remove the tumours, and then the surgeons rewired him out the back, so to speak. So with Archie Baby, he does often, when he goes for a wee, he will quite often catch the other donkeys out because his stream shoots out the back rather than the normal direction. So
very unique donkey.
He's a very unique donkey, bless him.
Right, let's turn
who have we got next?
Who's having a
roll? That's young Poncho. So young Poncho came to us, it must have been a couple of years ago now. He's a very sweet young donkey. He started doing a little bit of community work with us, but other than that he's leading quite a healthy life at the moment. He's of good weight, hasn't got any health conditions. He's had to have quite a bit of dental work done, but we are getting on top of that now just so he can maintain his weight properly, particularly as we go into winter when we're supplementing with hay and things like that.
Beautiful. Right, and then behind you.
And there's little Mr. Archie Dodger. So he's probably one of the smallest and sweetest boys in this group. He is a true gentleman. When it comes to winter, he does tend to drop off in weight a little bit, and that's just due to age and dentition. So just like with humans, donkeys can lose their teeth. So we supplement him with hard feeds in the winter if it needs to be. But he did very well this year and didn't need too many hard feeds. He just needs that little bit of extra help sometimes just to keep his weight on. Especially when he's got all these other big boys to contend with at the hay pile, bless him.
So sweet. Right, we've got a couple over here. Let's see who's behind Poncho.
I think we've got Poppy, if Poncho would like to move
Poncho.
up. Thank
There
you very
we go.
much. Okay, so Poppy's another one who's come to us quite recently. She is another lovely, lovely girl, has got stuck straight in with helping with activities and things like that. It's always quite nosy, would always like to see what's going on in and around whatever someone's doing, especially if there's something not to do with her, she will come straight up and get in the way. So yeah, she's another really sweet girl that has got involved straight away with doing activities and things like that with the public.
Very pretty. Right, we've got one behind her.
Okay, so Angus, before he runs off. So Angus is one of our slightly more nervy donkeys. He has certainly got better with more handling and things like that, but he still can give us the run around the field if he doesn't want to come in. But he's a very, very sweet boy. Yeah, he's just lovely, and he's quite well health-wise as well. So.
Bless him. All right, so let's go past Poncho. So we've got you.
Poncho.
Right,
And then we
this
have
lovely
got
one.
Rambo.
Hello.
Okay, so Rambo, again, another one of the big boys in the group. Okay, so he is getting on a little bit now, but health-wise, he's doing really, really well. And yeah, he just works really nicely within the group. Doesn't cause as much trouble as the other boys, but he can sneak up and cause trouble every now and again.
Typical lad. Right, over this way.
Okay, so we have got Belle Helene here, who is one of the two sisters who came in as the most recent lot of French donkeys. So she came in with her sister, who we'll meet shortly. She is another sort of quite nervous donkey, so we've been working with her quite closely to do farrier work with her, get her used to working with the vet and things like that. And the progress in the short time she's been here has been fantastic, really. To begin with, we couldn't get a head collar on her or get her near the farrier, and in the short time she's been here, she's conquered her fears and is doing very well on that front.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, here comes Dave. Hello, Dave. So Dave, another one of the big boys of the group. He will sneak up and cause carnage when you least expect it, but realistically he is a genuinely really sweet boy. He'll always come up for a good scratch, come up and see if you've got any food, any treats, anything like that for him, and most of the time the answer is no, but he'll still come and pester you anyway for a
I think
nice
I've had a
treat.
couple head collars or lead ropes stolen by Dave before.
Yes, I've certainly had lead rope stolen by Dave before. Okay, and now we have young Rose. So Rose she's a bit of a separate donkey, so she doesn't always hang with the other donkeys. Some of them don't do as well socially as others, but she has sort of settled nicely into the group from where she was before. So yeah, when she first came to us, there was quite a bit of weight on her, so we had to work quite hard to slowly bring the weight off her, and we've successfully done that and managed to integrate her into a herd that's not the diet herd. So she's done really, really well since coming to us a couple of years ago now.
Right, let's pop over here.
And then we have young Sammy. So young Sammy came in with Poncho a few years ago now. He's probably a bit more nervous of the two. He's had some intermittent eye problems as well, but we've managed to treat them relatively easily compared to some of the other eye cases we've had in the past as well. But he's certainly the more nervous out of him and Poncho. But again, with more handling and whatnot, we have been able to sort of bring him around a bit more. So yeah, that's it for Sammy.
Lovely boy.
Right, where are we going next?
Shall we head over to this little group here?
Okay, so
She
this
doesn't run
little
away.
lady who's trying to run away from us at the moment, that is Marie-Ange. So she is the sister of Belle Helene, who again came into us with the most recent French lot. She's probably the less nervous of the two of them, but she is still quite a nervy donkey. We've had to work with her a lot to try and encourage her, to give her the confidence in things like vets and farriers, and know that we're not always going to do something horrible to her, and things like that, and it's actually to help her. So she's doing really, really well on that front.
That's good.
Hi,
and
and
just
then
come over.
Mr. Winston. Hello, Mr. Winston. So he is another one of our fantastic outreach donkeys. He loves going out to shows and things like that, going out to care homes, things like that. And he is one of the stars that goes out quite regularly and quite successfully as well. So you're doing very well, aren't you, mister? Again, come winter, we have to supplement him with some hard feeds just to keep that weight on top of him, because again, he's one of the sort of quieter members of the group who may not necessarily get all the hay he needs.
Right, these two here. Just get to your face in it.
Mr. Archie. So Archie, again, is one of our slightly more nervy boys of the group. He's been here a really, really long time. He isn't as upfront and demanding as some of the other boys in the group, but he's still a very sweet boy, and he will stand for a good scratch every now and again. Bless him.
Right, let's work our way down this way. Got this one just in front of us.
Who have we got here?
I think this is Joseph, isn't it?
Yes, it is Joseph. Right, so Joseph is one of our sort of middle-aged donkeys. He's doing really well in this group at the moment, hasn't had too many health problems. He has a thing for wanting to get on the horse box, going somewhere and then not wanting to get back on once he's realised how fantastic it is at whatever outreach or things it is. Whatever event he's gone to, he won't get back on the horse box. So unfortunately he's cut back quite a lot on the amount of outreaches that he does now.
Oh dear.
But he's a little character in himself. Just his attitude sometimes is just hilarious. Bless him.
Bless him. Right, let's see if we can get these two by the fence.
See who we've got here. So on the right hand side here we've got Brandy. Again, another donkey who's been here a really, really long time. The only real problems we have with him is his weight management, but we keep on top of that with things like supplementing feeds and things like that to make sure he gets enough calories to get him through the day. And then if we'll come back to you lot in a second.
Start in the shelter, shall we?
So it's Archie. We've done Archie.
Oh, you have you. Right, this.
So we got CJ. So Charford Jack, bless him. He is another one of our fantastic outreach and activities donkeys. He loves going out to shows with Elvis quite often. He goes out with. Recently he's dropped off quite a bit in weight, so we run some blood tests on him just to identify any potential causes of the weight loss, and we discovered he's got Cushing's disease, which is a condition they have for life. It causes a hormone imbalance, which can affect various things such as coat growth, his weight, things like that. So we've recently started him on the correct medication for that, and he should pick up weight quite nicely from that.
Oh, that's good. Right, we haven't done the middle one here, have we?
Mr. Buttons. So Buttons came to us, it must be a few years ago now. He came in with Amber, China and Rosie. They're part of our collective group known as the Welshies. He loves his girls, does our Buttons. So he was a stallion when he first came to us, and he had to have the special operation so that he couldn't be a stallion anymore. And the hormones hung about for quite a while, and he does like his ladies, does our Buttons. He has calmed down over the last sort of year or so, but he's a sweet donkey. He's a very, very sweet donkey. He'll always love coming up for a scratch and things like that. So
bless him. Right, we've got one just hiding around the corner here.
Who have we got hiding around here?
Oh, is this lovely Tabby possibly? Oh yeah, she's running off. So
yeah, Tabby's running off, and then we'll do Olive quickly in front. So Olive, again, mum of Sunny and Barbara. So she, over the last sort of year or so, she's had to have a minor operation up at Lip Hook, just to remove a tooth which had fractured inside of her mouth. So she had to have the minor surgery just to remove that tooth, because otherwise it could cause things like infections and things like that. But she's recovered really nicely from that, and has had no other problems since then, so that's really good.
Right, let's see if I can just get a bit of Tabby behind you.
So young Tabby, bless her, she's been with us a fair few years now. She came to us with her son Toby. She is a quite nervous little girl. She doesn't enjoy farriers or vets or anything like that. She's a lot better than she used to be. She runs around a lot less and she accepts things a lot more, and it's just about us working with her. Like a lot of the nervous ones, it's about getting her to have confidence in us just as much as we do in the vets and the team that look after them, and the farrier, to provide the care that she needs. Bless her.
Bless. Right, let's check if anyone's hiding behind the shelter.
See if anyone's hiding.
You never know. Right, no one behind there. Okay.
Right, can't see anyone.
So I think we have this one all the way over there.
Is that Andy?
Big
I
bottom.
think that's Andy.
Right, so we'll make our way over to you.
Andy. So this is Andy. Andy, again, is another one of our big boys of the group. He's one of the boisterous boys of the group. Very, very sweet boy. well, to us anyway, but he will make sure he is the first to get to the hay when it's hay time, and he will make sure that there's no feed for him every time that we come over with the feed bowls. So he's a very sweet boy, bless him, and quite cheeky as well. And then I think
where are our next ones? I don't think we've done this little black lady.
I think this little one's the last one. So this is Galentine. She came in with Prune, who's next to her, and again, she's one of the more nervous. I'd say she's the most nervous of the group that came into us. So she's actually mum of Lola, little Lola, who I imagine you'll meet later on, and she has taken a lot of work to be able to head collar her safely and get her used to things like farrier treatments and whatnot. So a lot of the time when donkeys come into us, they don't see a farrier very often, and you know, they don't know how to stand for them, how to what manners they need to have essentially for them. So the work we do alongside our farrier is really important to teach them how to stand, what they need to do for the farrier basically. So she's come on really well on that front.
Right then, I think we've got 2 more in here to find. That might be the little man by the fence over there. And then somewhere we've got Cocoa Pops.
Is he not in the field next door?
Possibly. Hello, little man.
Okay, so here we have Moses. Moses is a donkey who's been with us a few years now. He came to us from the island, so he's a local boy. He doesn't get on with the other donkeys as well as some of the other guys in this group do. He sort of is a bit more timid. We have been feeding him up recently. Over winter he had quite a bad skin infection, and that just sort of meant he needed a few extra feeds as well because he wasn't maintaining weight as well as we'd have liked. But over summer he's picked right up and he's looking really, really good now, as you can see.
There he is.
So he's just patiently waiting for his tea now.
Another one over here. We've got Emily, I think.
Yes, so this is young Emily. So Emily is a very, very special donkey recently. So over the last sort of year to 18 months or so, she's had a few episodes, bless her. So she's one of our older ladies, and one day, probably just over a year ago now, she was found in the field with quite some significant trauma to her eye, and unfortunately the eye couldn't be saved due to the trauma that had happened to it. So she had to have that eye removed, unfortunately. But we've had several of our donkeys lose eyes due to ulcerations and things like that, and on the whole they do very, very well since losing their eyes. So she's done really well since then. And then last week she had a few sort of small nosebleeds that we couldn't quite work out the cause of. So what we did was we tried to do some further investigations, which involved a scope going up her nose. Unfortunately that led to quite some significant bleeding, and she needed an urgent blood transfusion up at Lip Hook. So Trevor raised his little hoof in the air as a candidate who would be suitable for a blood transfusion in a donkey, and they went off to Lip Hook together. She came back just yesterday actually, so she has done really, really well since then. She has picked up some traits from Trevor in that if you bray very loudly you will get all the attention. So she's done really, really well since her blood transfusion and whatnot, and we're really sort of hopeful for her going forward.
Bless her, she's doing really well.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if we go on to the next one.
So Mr. Cocoa Pops, bless him, he is another one of our donkeys that does really well with activities, working with the public a lot. So, and he's quite a nosy boy as well, as you can see. He had a little bit of an incident the other day where we think he had a bit of a scratch on his bottom, and he's got a bit of a cut there. But other than that, he's quite a healthy donkey, and is obviously quite inquisitive, as you can tell.
Bit of a better look there.
Yeah. So he's doing really, really well at the moment. He enjoys doing activities and things like that with the public as well. So.
Right then, just around the corner over there we can see our last one.
Yes.
Pop round here.
Young Prentice, waiting for his tea.
Here's the beautiful Prentice.
Okay, so last one, by no means least, we have our beautiful boy Prentice here. So After a couple of difficult winters, I'm pleased to say that over this winter he's had a really, really good winter. We've maintained him quite nicely with feed and hay. He did have to have a bit of dental work done by the dental specialist at Liphook. He had to have a few teeth removed.
I think they would have seen that happening on one of our Welfare Wednesdays.
Yes, that was an episode on Welfare Wednesday. So he has done really well since having that dental work done. He is picking up in weight a lot better, so the teeth before were obviously quite a bit of a problem for him. So other than that, he is doing really, really well. He's been doing some walking activities with the public and things like that. So all in all, he is a golden boy of the group.
Superstar. Right, well, I think that sums up our biggest herd we have here.
Yes.
So we will catch up with you on another day of Adoptions Week with some more donkeys. So bye for now.
Bye.